What it is, what it was, what it could be, y'all. Welcome back to Disc Golf Justice. Today I'm going over 7 disc types that I think every single disc golfer should have in their bag. Now I'm not talking about discs in specific. I'm not saying everyone should bag this disc in particular. I'm saying these types of discs. Now for each individual disc golfer, that may vary depending on your arm speed. Some discs may be overstable to you that are super flippy to other people and vice versa, you know what I mean? So I'm talking about discs that fit into these spots particularly for you. I will give examples of these slots for me in particular based off of my arm speed, but this is going to be on a case-by-case basis based on your arm speed. So I'm going to play 7 holes using these 7 discs here at Sydney Olympic Park, and the goal is to show you these 7 disc slots in action and why I think they're so valuable to every single disc golfer. To kick things off, I'm going with an understable putter. I think every disc golfer, regardless of your skill set, should have an understable putter. For me, I love the Trash Panda Inner Core. It's just flippy enough where you can put on a little touch of hyzer to flip up to flat. I love it for ace run holes. Like this is a 219-foot hole, island hole, and this is just like a perfect ace run disc. For me, this is actually the most fun disc to throw, the Trash Panda Inner Core. I used to bag the Dynamic Disc Deputy in this slot, but it's just a little too flippy nowadays, and the Inner Core seems to be perfect. Let's give this an ace run. It'd be awesome if I get an ace right here. Oh! Oh, I thought I did it. I thought I did. This is the only hole I've ever aced in my life. I have 1 ace under my belt, and it was this one. And I thought I just did it again. How awesome would an ace on the first hole have been? This is why I love the Trash Panda Inner Core. It's such a fun ace run disc, and really any understable disc in particular, something where you can just like give it a little tiny little run and it just glides. Like this Trash Panda Inner Core has 4 glides, so it just glides for days. Understable putters are great for ace runs, they're great for turnover shots, they're great for hyzer flip shots, so you need to go straight. Like I honestly use this Trash Panda Inner Core all the time. It comes out on nearly every single run, especially if there's an ace run basket. I'm definitely gonna give it a run. The next disc I think every single disc golfer should have is a straight putter. Now on the last hole with the understable putter, I aimed to the left of the basket. With the straight putter, you want something that's gonna have a little bit of finish, something that you can give a full rip on, it'll go dead straight with a tad bit of finish. So something like this, the Envy for me, the Eclipse Envy is my favorite. This is a 315-foot downhill hole. All the center bit's OB, so you do have to make it across. But this would be a perfect opportunity for me to aim, well, since it's downhill, I'll probably aim directly at the basket, but if it was flat, I'd aim a little bit to the right of the basket and let it crash in. Having a straight putter is a necessity in my opinion, something that is really torque resistant, something you can, I like to call it a tee box putter, something you can throw off the tee, give it a full rip off the tee, and it's not gonna turn over on you. Oh, that's looking good. It's a little short, but it's a putt. That was a nice shot. This would probably be a hole where it'd be wise to disc up to a mid-range and then take a little bit of power off. But I mean, we still got a look here. But this is exactly why I love the Eclipse Envy or a straight putter like it. Like I gave that a solid rip off the tee, downhill. It did turn a little bit, but it was able to come back out of it and give us a birdie look. This is a tester, but it is possible we could make this if we just, Yep. The putt's getting a lot more confident. The next disc on the list I think every disc golfer should have is an overstable putt and approach disc. For me, I like the zone, the Discraft zone. In particular, I really use the Get Freaky zone a lot. This plastic's really bendy and malleable, so when it hits the ground, it tends to stick. As that rolls away, it tends to stick right where it lands. Then I also have an ESP one that I use. It gets a lot more ground play. I can even get some skips off of this or a lot of ground slidage with this one. The reason a lot of people use an overstable putt and approach this is just the reliability. Knowing that it's gonna crash back into your target, regardless of really how much power you put into it, because they're stable enough, that predictability will really shave strokes off your card. Like this hole would be a good forehand or backhand hole for the zone. Like you can go out wide on the backhand, let it crash in, or go forehand. I'm gonna go forehand just because I've been digging the forehands lately. Oh, it turned too much. Come back. Wow, that actually went long and turned over a little bit. I'll try a second one. And see, this is why people like the Overstable Approach disc, because if that was any other 4-speed and down that's not a stable disc, that was gonna be turned over into La La Land. But this came back and still gave us a circle's edge putt. Hopefully we can put this in there. It's like we're playing catch right there. Yup. I'm telling you, putting is 130,000% confidence. Before, when I wasn't feeling confident and I was timid about every single putt, I knew they weren't going in before I even putted them. But now I'm like, I step up and I'm like, bro, let's go. Let's go. Oh, I missed that one. But you get the gist. The fourth disc I think every single disc golfer should have in their bag is a straight mid-range. Now I actually bagged 2-ish of these. The Lozado Hex is a little flippy and it's kind of replaced my fuse as my understable disc. Now I understand it's not as flippy as a fuse, but I was starting to find the fuse too flippy anyways. And then now the newcomer, the Pathfinder, has kind of replaced my Buzz as my like point and shoot dead straight mid-range. The reason I recommend these discs is just because they're workhorses, honestly. You can put them on any angle. They'll usually hold that angle. You can put them on anhyzer, you can put them on hyzer, you can throw them flat. They got good glide to them, they go a good distance. Like honestly, I use these discs more than most other discs in my bag, other than probably the Zone. But here we got like a 280-foot-ish hole, pretty much dead straight. Everything to the right side of this path is OB. You kind of want to throw it dead straight at it. It'd be a good forehand hole, but I'm just gonna go backhand straight at it. Just because the Pathfinder's been a late addition to the bag and I still don't know it as well as I do the Hex, I'm gonna give this a toss here. Get through that tree. Sit down. Yeah, that's good. That's good, we'll take it. I mean, that's pretty parked. For another bird. I'm playing pretty well today. I've been playing pretty well the last few days, honestly. It's all to do with the putting. As soon as you get your confidence, I was throwing well this whole time. I just haven't been putting well. Now that my confidence is back in my putt, I feel like a brand new man. I'm really keen for doubles tonight. We got weekly doubles on Thursdays and I'm gonna go try to win some money. The next disc I think every disc golfer should have is a straight fairway driver. Now this is a 315-foot hole uphill with a mando left to this big tree. And for me personally, I think my FD is beat in, so it does have some turn to it. So it's not like perfectly straight, but having a straight and workable fairway, this is a disc that's gonna depend on your arm speed. A River could be a straight disc for you. The Crave could be a straight disc for you. The Essence could be a straight disc for you. I personally, like I said, like the FD, and I do like the Undertaker. This is too short of a hole for an Undertaker for me, but I think the FD should be about right. Put that on a smidge of hyzer. Oh, we got across. I put that on a smidge of hyzer and I don't know if you saw it just flip up to flat. If I would have just threw that flat, it probably would have drifted to the right a little bit and been right on the money, but we'll take it. For me, having a straight fairway driver is just the same as needing to have a straight mid. Like they're very workable. They're a little flippy. You can put them on a tad of hyzer and let them flip up to flat and get a dead straight shot. I mean, if they're a point and shoot like the FD when they come stock is really straight. It's kind of like the Envy, but in a fairway driver, like straight with a little bit of finish, you know? And you saw that I have multiple straight fairway drivers for different lengths of distances that I'm trying to throw. Like I'll throw my Undertaker for the same type of shot as I would throw my FD, but something I needed to go a little bit further. The Undertaker is a little flippier than an FD, but you guys are getting the gist. Let's try to put this in. No, that one felt horrible. I feel like I was on such a birdie streak. I'm pretty sure I've birdied every single hole so far. Come on. Well, I barely got in there, but the second one doesn't count. Dang it. Second to last, we got an overstable fairway driver. Now again, this is something that's going to depend on your arm speed. What is overstable to you? For me, I like the Felon. You can have this disc in multiple slots like I do. Like I have an overstable fairway at the 7 speed. I have an overstable fairway at the 9 speed. I have an overstable fairway at the 10 speed. For instances like this hole is 315 feet. There's no mandos or anything, but this tree is in the way. So you need something that's going to either finish left for a backhand right hand or finish right for a forehand right hand. Personally, I think the backhand on this hole is a smarter play just because the basket sits on a gradient and having the disc match the gradient of the slope decreases your chances of a roll away than if you threw a forehand. And I don't think I have enough forehand power to get a Felon 315 feet. I might, but I don't think so. But I can easily get there with the backhand. If this course had any ground play at all, that would have been really, really good. Okay, I take that back. We actually went long, so if we had ground play, I would have skipped way the heck down there. It would have been a bad shot. So thank you, grass, and thank you, no ground play. Let's just put this in there. Damn! Don't tell me I lost the juice. Let me try that again. Don't tell me I lost the juice. coming out to the right. Well, he had another par. Should have been probably a birdie if I could figure this putting stuff completely out. Now, to wrap things off with the last disc that I think every single disc golfer should have in their bag, that is a distance driver of some sort. I would recommend something that you can get a lot of distance with. Now, this is more geared towards a little bit more advanced players, not necessarily for a beginner. I'm not saying a beginner should go out and buy a distance driver straight away. That's not what I'm saying at all. All I'm saying is eventually I think everyone needs a distance driver. Distance drivers are much less controllable than any of the other discs, but they also go a lot further than any of the other discs if thrown at the correct speeds. For me personally, in this spot, I kind of bagged two of them. I bagged the Photon and I bagged the Grace. The other day I realized I've been trying to find like a lightweight flippy Photon so that I could have like a bomb or max distance driver. But then I realized, I'm like, dude, you're literally trying to beat a disc into a different disc. Like, I'm just looking essentially for the wave. The wave is a beat-in Photon. So if you guys have ever struggled with like, oh, I like this disc a lot and I want to beat it into a disc that's totally different, why don't you just bag the disc that you're trying to beat the other disc into? I mean, I understand mold minimalization, but at the same time, like, why bag 2-3 Photons trying to beat one of them into a different disc that it's not even meant to be? Why not just bag that disc? This is a 489-foot downhill par 4. The Mando left of the big tree here. If you get like a perfect shot on Anheuser through this gap there, you can get all the way down to the basket. However, I think I'm just gonna play this safe. Just rip one out there flat. It'll probably turn a bit and then we'll give ourselves a clear look for a second shot. Went through that nose up, but it still turned a lot and then went straight into that tree. That thing was ripped. Yeah, this thing was smashed if it doesn't hit these trees. Whatever. Going back to disc number 3 on the list, the Zone, we're gonna use this as an approach disc and just toss it right up there. Give us a birdie look. Or go in. Oh no, I was in front. That was close. If you guys have been watching the channel, the past like 2 weeks, I've had 2 throw-ins from this general vicinity, and I thought I just had a third one or a second. See what I mean by how like this Get Freaky kind of just sits though? Crashed in there and pretty much sat right where it landed. Just take this and end the round. All right, y'all, that's gonna wrap up the 7 discs I think every single disc golfer should have in their bag. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about my list. Is there anything I missed? A lot of people might say an overstable mid-range, but to be honest, I think, yes, you can bag that, but if you're just talking about discs that you actually need and aren't things that might help, but you don't actually need, I just think that point and shoot mid-range is gonna be more than enough for you to get started out. But I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments. If you guys like the video, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up. If you wanna see more, make sure you smash that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the future content, and I'll catch you in the next one.